So, good evening, fellow compatriots. Good evening, my people of Biafra. We are welcoming you once again this evening to our regular broadcasts that always come to you from the satellite station of the Voice of Biafra International. Let me remind everybody that this particular platform, this Voice of Biafra International, was made possible, was established by Chief Dr. Rafu Wazirike under the auspices of bim-massob. The essence is for us to use this particular platform to mobilize our people, to sensitize our people, to inform our people, but never, emphatically, never to use it and create any form of division. Never again to use it and abuse any Biafran or non-Biafran. Rather, we have to exchange the olive branch, possibly a handshake across the Niger, a handshake across the Benue. This is why in the past we have had as our guests people from different sections of the country, from the north, from the east, from the west. If we have been abusing anybody, some of the important personalities who were once our guest speakers here wouldn't have honored us. But because we stand on truth, we are always honored whenever we invite them. So this evening, Engineer Dr. Innocent Amadi, the president of Billion Human Rights Initiative, is here with us this evening to brief us on what actually happened at Enugu a few days ago. Engineer Dr. Innocent Amadi, you are welcome to the program.
You're welcome, my brother.
Thank you so much. Equally with us here is Barrister Debe Odumegwu Ojukwu. Of course, every Biafran knows that the name Odumegwu Ojukwu evokes passion. Not just passion, but bravery and courage. Whenever that name is mentioned, every Biafran stands up and begins to say Nzobu Nzobu Enyimba. Of course, the legendary personage is no more with us, but as his memory continues to linger with us eternally. But of course, he has his own representative figure, the first son of Chief Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu. He is Barrister Debe Odumegwu Ojukwu. Barrister, you are welcome to the program. Hello, Barrister, welcome to the program, please. Sorry.
Thank you very much. I'm very grateful for you having me on.
Thank you, sir. Now, I equally have with us here our brother. He is from Oduduwa Republic, but resident in Germany. He is somebody who is now interested, of course, a representative figure, to make sure that the East and the West speak with one voice, not always degenerating to old politics where the Fulani used to bring dichotomy or disunity in our midst, and by so doing taking undue advantage of that. With us here right now is Clement Adeko. Clement, welcome to the program. Hello, Clement. Oh, sorry, this is low. I'm sorry, the phone is mine. Hello, Clement, welcome to the program.
Yeah, you are welcome. Good evening, brother. Good evening, everybody in the house.
Yeah, thank you very much. Now, from Accra, Ghana, Uche Diji is joining us from there. Uche Diji, you are welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And also from Lagos right now, Ume Mastinus is joining us. Ume Mastinus, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Oracle. Good evening, fellow Biafrans and all the invited guests. Good evening to you all.
So, right now already we have thousands of our people, different parts of the world, who have joined on already. And like I said earlier, Dr. Chukuma Egemba will be joining us in 2 minutes' time. Equally, Dr. Ejirika, Professor Ivan and Dr. Achike, they are holding some minutes, of meeting rather. In 2 minutes' time, all of them will be joining us. Now, We now go to Engineer Dr. Innocent Amadi to brief us on what happened at Enugu. I have to change the system. After he finished, I will now go to our brother here, Clement, who is representing rather the Oduduwa Republic. We will give him audience, and he will now tell us how he feels we can work together to make sure that the Igbos, the Yorubas work in harmony and not to be working at cross purposes. So, over to you right now, Engineer Dr. Innocent Amadi. Of course, after that, I'll come to Barrister the day of Negojuku. So, Dr. Amadi, now there was a meeting at Enugu a few days ago. Could you please brief Biafrans who are now listening the essence of that meeting, who were there, and what we arrived at, please?
Okay, let me go straight to what you asked about the ACA and the essence of the meeting we had at Enugu. It's all through Biafran heads, different groups met at Enugu to agree to work together. And it's what they have been longing for a very long time. But I thank God Almighty that the essence of our atonement, sometime after today, is not even a very wonderful dividend. But all we have been praying is working with one point. That problem, that issue that has been disabling whole program groups, not working with one point, has been cancelled, has been removed. Weekend Amado heading bim-massob, Edison, and that took, yes, for the same group, and the friend group ahead. All of us, as we said, want to do for that henceforth, but we have to work with comfort. And we have, let us start today a practice of next month. So, those who did not attend, make sure they join us. The era of working various ways without one mind is gone. Today, what is happening in the country, there's no way we have to be working together. Because what we are looking for, the essence of determination is one. That is Biafra, children of Biafra. So it was a very wonderful meeting, and it has been ended very well. Based on that, every program who attended, we are very happy. And just from that day henceforth, everything that did we shall have to do with one purpose and one mind. That is the outcome. And invariably, with its not the proposed restructuring, as you call it, yes, that issue was initiated by the same Protestant groups that come together and Assembly Council. That when you want to talk of restructuring, we're talking of the constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And the legislation be holistic. If you are talking of restructuring and you are wanting to use the federal state as component unit, the Biafran say no to that. If you're talking of restructuring, you have to go back to 1963 Constitution, where the region has to use as component unit for restructuring. Hello?
Yeah, go on, please. We are listening.
I hear what I'm saying.
We are with you, please.
So with the restructure we approved is the restructure using either the political zone as directed by the Hanes at some time. They proposed that the political zone should be used as the regional, the contiguous communist groups, or Midwestern Pattern, who have Midwestern, Southeastern, and Middle Belt. It's what we approve. We say no to split the unit that companies there for restructuring. That is it. That's what was agreed. And so shall it be.
So,
thank you.
The summary there is that we would want to use the political process to make sure that we devolve power to component units using the present structure of 6 geopolitical zones. Is that the summary?
Yes. Or unless then was suggested 6 geopolitical zones.
Yes.
It would be better if it is done that way. But coming to use the existing state formula, we are already shortchanged. It cannot go very well.
Now the question arises, is it better we use the present 6 geopolitical zones or to go back to 1963 constitution? Which one do people prefer best? Better.
When you have to have many options.
Okay.
Like we are talking of self-determination.
Yes.
And the self-determination begins to be restructuring. If Nigeria is restructured and there's equity and fair play in the system, that is the way we now say Nigeria is working as one. There's no time we are talking of secession. No. You see that we use the 1983 constitution as it used to be. Or we go to the political zone. Okay. Because when we structured in that line, and again, think of because they can be provided something. How because it was people. There's no way. And let it be holistic for the second about the second country of the people of Nigeria.
Okay, now, Engineer Dr. Amadi, why was the option of outright balkanization of the country left off the table? Why was it really not taken as a better option?
Balkanization would not be possible because Nigeria is a Muslim nation. And before you do that, you have to get the concept of federal government and it's time for the final citizenship. And with what is happening in the whole world, when you are structured and you control your resources and have your step on it, you are already ready on your own. So when you are stabilized, you cannot talk of true separation. There's no way you can organize Nigeria as it is now completely. On top of situation, no, it cannot work.
Okay.
So now it's the same way of structuring.
Yeah, go on.
And if it not go the same way we're talking about structuring now, and if it's done that way, I think the system will be okay.
Okay. Now let us go to our brother Clement Adeko, the representative of the Odua people, Oduduwa. Now, Clement, you are there with us, I think so. Hello, Clement. Yeah, he's online. Hello, Clement. I know he's very much online. Let's step out because he is there with us to. Hello, Clement. Are you there with us right now? Okay, before he comes, because I know he's here online with us on Skype. Maybe he stepped out. Right now, Barrister Debe Odumegwu, you heard what Engineer Dr. Innocent Amadi gave to us by word of information on what transpired at Enugu a few days ago. Barrister, please, much as you were asking questions, what are your reactions to this?
Well, the narrative of Engineer Amadi came in hot in I didn't hear it all, but I could see that I got a gist of the drift of all your discussions. My view on that is that there is an element of sentiment attached to the 6 geopolitical zones. The sentiment being that it was proffered by our revered elder statesman, whom we just lost, Dr. Alex Ekweme. So Ndibu has a sentiment attached to 6 geopolitical zones. But then, as a lawyer, I am overtly inclined to be very decisive about it. In most legal process, the law in its wisdom always recommends the maintenance of the status quo ante. In full, it means status quo ante bellum. That is the position of the parties before the war started. So my inclination in this wise will be to ask myself, when did we have peace? When was there pervasive peace in Nigeria the last time? The pervasive peace was in Nigeria until 15th of January 1966. So whatever arrangement we had prior to that 15th January 1966, we should devolve, go back to that. Because that was the condition in which we were before there was an upset of the apple cart. So based on that, I will really favor our using the 1963 Constitution as opposed to the 6 geopolitical zones. Because if we fail to go to the 6 political zones, our argument of trying to jettison most of the innovations or changes made by the military will be very weak. Because if you accept the 6 geopolitical zones, why not accept some other arrangement made by the military? So that's why I believe that we should really go back to the 1963 Constitution in order to obviate irrelevant arguments. Then so many things are really supposed to be looked into. We go into the military, which has always been another funny issue for the Federation. The problem in the military stemmed from the negation, the looking down on seniority. It was when seniority was jettisoned, that was when the problem kicked into the military. So that should also be done so that Igbos who are major generals will feel very comfortable. Because if you give an Igbo man presidency today, he's not going to be very comfortable because he has no force protecting him. And this force was attenuated because we jettisoned seniority. Promotion in the military was no longer on the basis of seniority, it was rather on the basis of seniority. So these are the things. So I think a return to the 1963 Constitution will be more like it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, Dr. Gemba is joining us right now. Dr. Gemba, are you with us?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Engineer Dr. Amade has just given us brief on what happened at Enugu, that there was a meeting of all the groups agitating for Biafra at Enugu a few days ago, and there was a resolution, though tentatively, that in restructuring, the federal government should use the current or the present 6 geopolitical zones. But Barrister Debe Odinegojukwu is having a counter argument that that particular decision is somehow sentimental, or let me say pessimistic. That it would have been better.
No, guys. I think either we go back to 1963 Constitution.
Yes.
Or at worst, we stick to political zone preferred by our elected government.
Okay.
It's at worst, not the way our parents are subscribing.
Yes.
By using the state as a condition to the unit.
Okay, Dr. Gabe had him. So this is what he said, and the contention now is which particular option is the best? Are we fighting for? Engineer Madi said that it was from what they discussed there, it will not be easy to go into outright dissolution of the country because we have to adhere to UN principles or articles. Because if we go into it now, it might degenerate to civil warfare. But the option is to go into regionalism first and foremost, and from there, after establishing all the state whatever you have it called paraphernalia or what have you, it will now be easier for us for each particular component unit to begin to agitate for final separation. Dr. Gamba, what do you have to say? Hello, Dr. Gamba. I don't need to communication problem. Dr. Gamba, are you with us? Please hold on. I don't know. The system is here functioning normal. Hello, Dr. Gamba. Yeah, please bear with me. Let me make sure that it's well connected. Just a few minutes, please, gentlemen. We are trying to connect Dr. Gamba properly for us to hear his voice. I know he's already online. Okay, we have lost him. So now, please, what we are trying to say, Dr. Amadi, are you there?
I'm there.
Now, you heard what Barrister Debe Odmogojuku said, that it would have been perhaps more appropriate if we think of the 1963 Constitution for the very if we are taking the military, the police, and what are the into consideration. But if we go into geopolitical zones, it's just like maintaining the same thing we have today. And if an Igbo man is there, he will not feel very comfortable because he has no background, military background. What do you have to say to that, please?
What we're saying, even if you use that the political zone, they are the federating units. This is the political zone will control their resources. If you have options, whatever you're doing, you have the option. If either will go back to 1963 or at worst, using the political zone as the federating unit. These federating units will have their resources to control. That's the devolution of power to the political zone. And have a weaker center, control their resources, have their state police, develop at their own pace. This is what we're talking about. That is the structuring, the way we say it should be.
Okay, now do you think...
That's the great constitution, talk of regionalizing the whole thing. Well, let's go back to region as the old constitution stipulates. So everything is boiled down on developing their own pace and controlling their resources and have a weaker tech center.
Okay. Yes, we are with you. Now, do you think that if we go to 6 geopolitical zones, it will give us the advantages of having our zone, our military? Do you think it's possible?
Your military, if you go back to the political, you have your police, state police.
But not the military.
You say on radio.
Yes.
If you have your state police, you have because you have police, you already there. You already having to control your own nation. You have your own nation already. You're controlling your resources, you are just contributing to the center.
Okay. Now, Dr. Gamba, you're with us right now? Oh, sorry. I think the fault was mine. I'm really sorry. I paused the whole thing. Dr. Gamba?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry.
I heard you. There's no point to repeat what you said.
Okay.
I am in total agreement with what our brothers reached in Enugu. And first and foremost, I have to commend them. I commend all the leaders and the groups that are represented. They have taken another bold step towards what realizing the dream, my dream, our dream of trying to come together to forge a common front to drive our movement, our struggle forward. Now, in as much as returning to the 63 Constitution would be most ideal, but because of how things have the events of the last few years, more especially the creation of the 6th geopolitical zone, which seems to have taken shape, and also given that the Middle Belt is highly disgruntled, so they are not happy with what is happening, how they have been, how they have had their fair share of marginalization and being used and dumped. They will resist. And again, if you talk about regionalism again, then that means the old Midwest will be a different region, and that will also create some element of animosity. That is the more reason
I will more likely to support the use of the current fixed geographical setup as a basis for. But I will, just as the group in Enugu, which have my 100% support, I will, and the group will, and any reasonable human being will resist any attempt to use the old the state structure, the state structure. It is not going to work. It is going to cause a lot of problems. So the most preferable option is to use the current geographical zone. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Now, my brother Clement, you are there with us right now. Clement?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, when I was talking, if I never knew I paused the microphone, that's why I didn't know you were responding. Now, you heard what Engineer Dr. Amadi said. There was a meeting at Enugu a few days ago where some groups in Biafra agitation came together and said it would be more appropriate if we use the current 6 geopolitical zones as component units in the federation. But
Yeah, thank you.
But barrister Jebe Ojukwu, the first one of Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, as a barrister is saying, if we could go back to 1963 election, it would have been better, at least for purposes of each region, having their own army, police, and what have you, and to have a backbone. So now, from your own side now, as a representative of the Odua people, Oduduwa, what do you have to say in this regard? Do you have a different view? Let our people hear.
Yes, thank you, brother. Yeah, because if you look at the thing, the way situation in Nigeria now is getting out of hand. And the restructuring is the only way that it can solve the situation. But if we are going back to the regional government, we have to go back according to what the British gave it to us. So wherever anybody want to move out from the 3 geopolitical zones, they have to sign the collateral agreement between themselves. Because the military did it for their favor of cutting one geo state or the other out of some Igbo, out of some Yoruba, and nothing come out from the north. Except this time around where the Middle Belt are coming out that they are not part of the Muslim and they are not part of the northern people. And then when you look at the map, the Benue people, they're close to the east than to the north.
That is true.
So if we are taught that the British thought colonized during that time supposed to get Benue out of there, at least in my view, Benue is supposed to be among of the eastern part. If you look at the map between Benue and the east, they are close to the northern. But these British colonized thought they just do everything according to what is going to favor them.
Exactly.
And if you say we are going back to the same geopolitical zone, it's not going to be helping us. Let us go back to what we agreed that our forefathers negotiate with the white British on that time, and when we got it, we can see that everything will work fine. First, military, the outside people feel like they cannot leave the military. They have been to that military corridor of power for a long time, but they can say, okay, let us share the police, let the Mopo go, let this one go. But for the military, they will not allow, because if they allow the military to divide, outside is nothing anymore in Nigeria. So that is their only way they have the power to subdue any other religion, any other group. So with what the Eastern people are doing now, that is what we are clamoring for a long time, for the restructuring. But we are Oduduwa, we are sick and tired of being to Nigeria. Nigeria is our problem. If we are not among of Nigeria, we are going far away. And everybody knows. So, my brother, when we are going to negotiate restructuring, let us go back to what we accept of the British. So if anybody want to move out, they can now sign the agreement or collateral between any one of them. If the part of the river state they want to move out from the east, they will sign. If the part of the middle belt, the middle west want to move out from Oduduwa, they will let them go. Because with alliance and the evidence, they take out of the 4 geopolitical zone out of Western region. They take Edo, they take Ishekiri, they take Irobo, and they take Ijo out of us. When Awolowo was in jail. So if you want to go back there, let us go back there. It is only restructure. But if the restructuring is fair, everybody have to go. Now you can see that everything is coming to marginalize, and all what we are clamoring for is going to be worked out, because the Northern, they have failed us, they have failed the entire Nigeria. They don't have anything to offer than to destroy the country, and the country is already destroyed. It's on flame. I hope one day the people will wake up at Nigeria, they find out that everywhere go on flame of fire. So
and that is true.
That is the only way I can contribute to
exactly.
it, my brother.
That is exactly what we are trying to avoid.
Thank you
so much,
everybody.
Thank you so much. That is exactly what we are trying to avoid, for the country not to go into flames. Now, Engineer Dr. Amadi, you heard what various speakers have said. If we are talking of going back to geopolitical zones, now, do you think the Igbos in South will live comfortably with the Edo people or other parts of South that don't speak Igbo? Do you think the possibility could be there? Or even in the middle, what do you call it now? They're not central. We have some Igbos in Kogi as well as in Benue. How do you think how comfortable would they feel if we go back to these geopolitical zones? Engineer Amadi, do you get me? Hello, Engineer Dr. Amadi.
Okay. Yeah, can I help now if he is not there?
Okay, please wait. Just let me go to Dr. Barrister. Barrister, you had him. Now, if we should go back to 6 geopolitical zones, bearing in mind that we have Igbos in Kogi and Benue, we have Igbos in South. Do you think that these Igbo people have there will feel comfortable being outside the core Igbo zone? Barrister Ojukwu.
Yes, please.
Yeah, there was a question I asked. Since some people are saying it's better we go back to 6 geopolitical zones as federating units.
Yeah.
Now we are asking, we have Igbos in South, we have Igbos in North Central, as in Kogi and Benue. Now, if we use 6 geopolitical zones as federating units, do you think Igbos in South and the North Central will feel comfortable outside the core Igbo zone?
That is why I was recommending the 1963 Constitution. The Igbo adage says, so if I were to transliterate it, it's like saying that let the string know the parcel and let the parcel know the courier company. We had a 1963 Constitution. In that 1963 Constitution, there are laid down procedures official for creation of other subunits and whatever. We could now use that Constitution for anybody that wants to go outside the original regions, like the way the Midwest and whatever was created. You can still use that, because up to that point, we didn't have any problems among ourselves. And don't forget the fact that Nigeria itself, as an entity, was a child of negotiation. Our forefathers, Awolowo, Zik, and they went to London and negotiated Nigeria and brought us Nigeria. So that was the Magna Carta. That was the charge we collected from the colonial masters. And we were operating it up to 1956 before there was problem. So I think the best thing would have been for us to go back there. If any Igbo who is in South feels that it will be better in Imo, Abia, whatever, then they can now go to the laid down constitutional amending procedures to get it. Because if we go and use the 6 geopolitical zones, these were creations of the military government. There are other creations of the military government with which not everybody is comfortable with. So if we take one. We cannot pick and choose. That is not justice. If you pick and choose, it will not be just. You say, okay, up to this point, we at war. No, then let's go back to that point and start from there. Then whatever we find very uncomfortable with, then we can change it along the way. Because once you choose one, because the geopolitical zone is the creation of the national conference. So if it's the creation of the national conference, what are the other things, other creations that happened? So that's why I'm strongly for going back to that regional base. So once we are there, if we know the regions and then maybe whatever they want to go to their own regions, they can say that, and then through the plebiscite as normally done, they can now opt out or join whichever party they want. There's no rule against morphing or fission. So that's the way it is. Because once we choose one outside during the military regime, we cannot reject the rest. That's my argument. I know that this argument is bound to arise if we go for the six geopolitical zones.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, Dr. Demba, you heard what our brother from Ojudu was saying. Excuse me, Dr. Demba, just so that you combine what I'm to do this thing with what you're going to say now. Clement said, our Clement, the Ojudu representative here, he mentioned something like a corresponding agreement or collateral agreement that if we should agree either see geopolitical zones or going back to 1963 constitution, there must be a corresponding agreement that the military in the future, maybe this is Hausa Fulani military, when they take, when they take advantage, they might take advantage of dismantling the whole thing, just like Agi Hiroshi did during the 1966 thereabout. Now, when taking this into consideration, do you agree with George that not George, Clement, that we must have corresponding agreement to make sure that once such constitution is written, no military person or persons will dismantle it? Dr. Gamba, over to you.
Yes, I will, in my submission now, I will cover both sides. Now, the current 6 geographical zones are a reality. It is something that what we have now, that is what we have to work with. Even if it is defective, even if it is more, I will not use the word force or not. Remember that it was the requirement, and I think at one of the conferences that it was recommended, and I think under Abacha they approved it, and it becomes part of the geographical structure of Nigeria. We cannot, it will be difficult to do away with that. Let us accept that it is a reality. That's number one. Number two, now the issue of using this as using this 6 zone as federative unit and the effect it will have on other nations or people or nationalities or tribes that find themselves in different regions, i.e., Igbos in different in other regions outside Igbo, outside Southeast. It is simple. Now, you ask yourself, all this while we have been state. Am I?
Yes, please. Somebody talking there. Please, Clement, please, Clement, hold on. That's what you are saying. There is a distraction. Please, Clement, hold on. Yeah, Dr. Go on.
Right. All this while, since we have been operating the state structure, we have had these people, our brothers and sisters, not by force of their own, being created, carved out of their kin and kin, out of their brothers and sisters to other areas, and they have been suffering the consequences all this while. Now, when the structure or the restructuring takes place and it is based on the 6 geographical structures, fair enough. Now, you have 6 independent regions. Now, remember that there will be now horse trading. There will be now agreement between regions. There's nothing stopping each region to have agreement. That's number one. And as Barrister the girl Duku said, and I am happy he said that being a legal person. Now, nothing stopping people, different people from different areas that find themselves in one other group or the other to demand a
Sorry, please.
or the youth of these other places. Then it will be that people that will decide, not being forced to come to be here or to be there. Let it be their decision. Then, given the enabling environment, given the complete freedom and fully observe and supervise, let's ask them, what do you want? Where do you want to belong? Yes, if the people vote to remain where they are now, there's nothing they can do about it. But if they vote to say, no, I want to join my king and kings in this region, there's nothing you can do about it. Then it will be the people's wish. Then that will result to the redrawing of the region. But it is not something that will be forced. That's what I want to say. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, Okeke Samuel is writing in saying, my people, I don't think it is necessary to be discussing about Nigerian political structure and politics this time because it is too late. We need to focus on our Biafra. This is what Okeke Samuel is writing. Now, let me go to Lagos, bim-massob. Do you agree with our people that we go back to 6 geopolitical zones or 1963 constitution or outright division of the country? Let every group go home.
Yeah, thank you, Oracle. First of all, I think post it doesn't help at all because whosoever that is into the struggle for Biafra actualization to come up at this stage and begin to think about restructuring, going back to regional system or what else, zonal or political zonal system. I think that person has lost it completely because the stage we are in right now doesn't call for that. I think I will commend the person that wrote in that we should forget about discussing about Nigerian political structure and focus on Biafra because discussing Nigerian political structure is too late now. Because I think even the meeting that was held at Enugu, according to engineer Dr. Innocent Amade, I think I would say that from the starting of the meeting, they lost it all because I'm a Massob member. And I can't understand why in that meeting, the person he mentioned that represented Massob happened to be Uche Namadi. Uche Namadi is not a member of Massob, but there's no way he can be a leader of Massob. He's not a member of Massob. I must make it clear here. Uche Namadi is not a member of Massob. He cannot be the leader of Massob. So, for them to have accepted Uche Namadi in that discussion to be as a representative of Massob, yeah, they lost it all. And for them to discuss issues concerning Biafra or the way forward without even having any member of bim-massob or even Chief Dr. Wazik or anybody.
So let me cut in there, please, before you continue. Engineer Dr. Amade, I don't think they introduced Uche Namadi as Massob leader, I think member. Yesterday, I had a chat with Chief Dr. Wazirike on this matter. Of course, he was the person that brought the information to me that there was a meeting at Enugu, supervised by Engineer Innocent Amade, and some of the decisions they arrived at were quite encouraging, and that we should do everything possible to liaise with the Engineer Dr. Innocent Amade to find the better or the best option for our people. This was yesterday. I spoke with the Chief Dr. Wazirike, and immediately I gave a call to Engineer Dr. Innocent Amade, asking him to come to the program and brief our people. So, whatever way he must have introduced Uche Namadi, let us see him as a Massob member. Take it or leave it. There's only one Massob, and which is under Chief Wazirike. Any other person, any other one is just an offshoot, a branch to a stem. Let's not see it that way. So what we are saying is, either we say no, we don't want a restructuring, it's too late, just like Clement said, or we are going home to Biafra. This is what we want. So let us argue from that perspective. Remember Sledos. Sorry, please.
Right,
Yeah, go on, remember Sledos, please.
Thank you, Oracle. I must say this. Like I said before, it is too late. Not just too late, but there is nothing. I said, and when I have a post, referee boy and all go.
Yeah.
Agabu put up a toy as not throwing. And we have already scored. We have already scored a goal. And we cannot be talking about playing corner kick again at this stage of awarding throwing for us. It is goal. And once it is goal, what we are waiting for is final whistle for the match to be over. For us to go as winners of the game. It's just as simple as this. Anybody that doesn't understand it this way need to ask vital questions for such person to be put right in what we are doing. So I don't.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, hold on, please, Dr. Idabatis, just a second.
They have agreed that the state in which we are doesn't call for such agreement now.
Okay.
I think that is what I have to
Okay, thank you, Remember Sledos. Now, please, Dr. Idabatis, before you ask a question, let us take this message from Nwafo Achebe. Nwafo Achebe is saying, we are having Biafra independence based on Eastern region. And our case is the same like that of Southern Sudan. So that it is now when we have our own independence using the old Eastern region, is now left for Edo State and the Benue State to decide where they would want to belong, of course by way of a referendum. Edo has to decide, Benue has to decide where they will belong. But for us, Nwafo Achebe is saying that we are going home to Biafra land. That is what he's saying. Dr. Gababa, to you.
Right. And before I ask my question, and that is right. I remember that Southern Cameroon used to be part of Nigeria before they voted in a plebiscite to be part of
Cameroon. Exactly.
For obvious reasons and for complex reasons and so on and so forth, which is beyond the limit of this program. That is, by the way. There are some issues that will be decided by the people, and these are the belonging or the territorial assignment of some people from one area to another is one of those things that will be decided by a plebiscite. It is not the first time, it will not be the last time it will happen. So, more especially because of the way Nigeria was contracted, contraction, because of the contraction, the way Nigeria was contracted, the contraction, and so on and so forth. So this was the plebiscite of the people, where do you want to be or where do you not want to be, will arise. And let us also not forget that in the process of creating local government, you find some villages and some people and some part of a village being in one state or local government in another state or another local government in another area and so on and so forth. There has been some mixture here and there. Time will come, all these things will be sorted out. And the question I want to ask Mema Clement is this, and to use his analog, goal has been scored, referee has blown the match, a winner has been declared. Can he use this as an analogy? Can you please, Mr. Clement, who scored the goal? Who is the winner? How was the victory celebrated? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Now, before Umar says we'll come to that, let us take Valentine, or rather, let me go to Accra. Uche Digi, are you online with us? Uche Digi.
Yes, right here, my brother.
Uche, I'm sorry, your service is not clear at all.
Yes,
your service is not clear. Uche Digi, Accra.
Okay, let me change.
Yes, change your position.
Change my position.
Yeah, change it now. Exactly. Now let me go to Japan. Echezra Udeze.
Hello.
Yeah, Echezra, you heard what we have been discussing now. Some people are saying regionalism back to regionalism, either to using the 6 geopolitical zones currently or back to 1963 constitution. Now, some people are saying no, that the best option is for us to go home. Everybody should go home once and for all, that we have crossed the Rubicon. What do you have to say? Briefly.
Thank you so much.
Please don't forget that your kinsman is here, the first one of our legendary personage, Barrister Debe Odnego Juku. He's here with us this evening rather,
Wow.
and he's having you.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Let me say.
Barrister Ojuku, Debe Odnego Juku, the person speaking now is from Lewi, right away from Japan.
Okay.
Yeah, go on, Echezra.
Yes.
Echezra, go on, please, and speak louder. Speak out, please.
Yeah. One other make a no.
Go on, please. Yes. Okay, so okay.
So let me go ahead.
Yes.
Thank you so much. It's somehow funny anyway. It's somehow funny. Like remember something used to say, when you play the ball inside the net and
Speak out, please. Speak out, please, for them to hear you.
When you play the ball inside the net and the referee declare it a goal, and at the end of the day, you are coming back to bring the ball to portray of a corner kick. It sounds somehow. We have made up our mind. We have made up our mind, and there's no going back. There is no going back. We are going to get Biafra. Actually, it's not about Biafra or death, or Biafra or nothing. But all we need is to go on our own. Even if it will take us to change the name of our country or change anything, our mission is to go back home and be on our own. Let everybody be on our own. We have tried everything possible to make Nigeria one. Igbo nation, Igbo tribe has done everything humanly possible. Try to save life, try to protect life, try to protect property in order for Nigeria to be one. But it is not possible. So the conclusion of it all is that everybody has to go his way, and that's the only solution. Asking us to go for geopolitical zone or to go for whatever, it will not have. No need of continue deceiving ourselves. We have done this thing years and years ago. It doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
When you do exactly the same thing 100 times, expect the same result 100 times. Nothing will change. When you do the same when you do one mistake 2 or 3 times, it is no longer mistake. It is deliberation. You are just doing it and you know what you are doing. Talk about last article for the Constitutional Conference. Talk about Abri Accord. Talk about many meetings that has been the same thing. We are talking the same thing. At the end of the day, some particular people will turn it upside down. I will not say Yoruba people, I will not say outside, I will not say Igbo people. Because people that is involved there are outside over there. There's Yoruba and there's our Igbos who are involved in turning things down for their own selfish interest, just to gain what they want to gain, just to stand where they want to stand. They want to continue enjoying the benefit of Nigeria from all the millions of masses. And let me not forget, this issue we are discussing is good also. But I want to advise Nigerians, the entire Nigerians as a whole. I want to give this advice to everybody who is a Nigerian, both Yoruba, Igbo, and other tribe. Time has come for us to be serious and know what we want. Time has come for us to focus on exactly what we want, that nobody should remove our eye from exactly what we are looking for. And we should stop playing. Everything about Nigeria today has been about playing and joking, acting movie and doing comedy. And that has made the leader never to take the people serious. Look at what is happening in Abuja today. Somebody will tell you that rat eat 50 million, and the snake eat 70 million, and the monkey eat 90 million. And people are laughing and joking with it. Comedians use it as a comedy. Why do other people use it as a joke? Why do other people use it as a movie and act it? That is make them to see us as animals. They see us as people are not serious. It is time when we come up with seriousness. When they did something like that, we be serious about it. We discuss it with anger. We discuss it with serious, deep anger, not to joke with it. Because it is like somebody who they are cutting with knife all over his body. He's smiling and laughing as if it's not penning him. We have to be serious about that. But that's why they don't take it serious. Like this discussion we are discussing today, any politician, any criminal politician in Nigeria that are listening to it, they will say, oh, these people, it's like they don't really understand what they want, or they don't know what that is. They will continue. So now, when we say a thing, we start on it. When they misbehave, when the politicians misbehave, be it Igbo politician, we don't insult them, we don't attack them, but exactly the way it is. We say it exactly the way it is. Time has come for us to stand up for our right. Again, in my conclusion, what we want now is exactly what we want. We are putting out, and nobody will stop us. Because God has decided that this thing does not work, and that God has opened our eyes to see that it doesn't work. Only the thing is going on in Nigeria today will show us that it doesn't work. The marginalization going on in Nigeria today, it doesn't work. Like yesterday, I posted a post that even Japan sell Okreka clothes, Okreka shoes. But in Nigeria, it's banned.
Okay, please, HSA, hold on, please. HSA, hold on. Okay. Good evening, our brother George Akinola. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, we are calling you from the Voice of Biafra International, Germany. Honestly, I tried to reach you since, but it was not possible. I spoke with Shola. She told me that I should do everything possible to get in touch with you. Clement has been online with us. We are trying to discuss issues concerning what will happen in Nigeria and what is happening right now. George has not George, please. Clement has spoken, of course, point man in Germany here. Right now with us, we have the first son of Chukwemeka Odinegojukwu, Barrister Debe Odinegojukwu. Engineer Dr. Innocent Amadi is with us here. Dr. Chukwemeka is with us, and very many others. Gentlemen on the screen here and there, I have the pleasure introducing Mr. George Akinola. George is the leader of the Yoruba Liberation Command. Right now, he's undergoing a tour of the world, making sure that what the Igbo and the Yoruba agree on is what is going to happen in Nigeria. Come afterwards, what would. I have had the privilege of speaking with George Akinola over the past months. Of course, I have already briefed your Chief Dr. Afu Wazirike, and it's very much encouraging. Dr. Gemba in London, I have also discussed with you about George Akinola, the leader of the Yoruba Liberation Command. So right now, let us welcome him once again. George, please, this is Voice of Biafra International, broadcasting right now simultaneously on YouTube, satellite, and Facebook. And we say you're welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now, let me tell you what we have been discussing. What do we want right now in Nigeria? The elders, just like Ohaneze and the Afenifere, they are saying, oh, restructure Nigeria, either using the 6 geopolitical zones or back to 1963 constitution. While the youth are saying, no, we want Oduduwa Republic, we want Biafra Republic, let Arewa go. Because we are tired of Nigeria. We have done everything possible to make this mud wall is not working. What are we going to do? We are here this evening to harmonize our interests to know how we move forward. So, George, what are your views, please, in this regard?
Thank you, Kenna. Let me quickly correct you. I'm not the leader of Yoruba Liberation Front. I'm one of the leaders. I'm not the leader.
One of the leaders. Thank you so
I'm
much.
one of the spokespeople, and I thank you so much for having me. Now, let me make this point very clear. Nigeria is sick. Nigeria is like a child in the world that has presently defied all medical solutions to make that child well. And either, you exercise the cancer that is affecting that child, or you let the child die. Now, the people that are presently tending Nigeria, that are presently the rulers of Nigeria, have refused to exercise the cancer because they represent the cancer itself. And the child must die. And if the child must die, then the various constituent parts must all go to their separate ways. By the way, let me make it emphatically clear here that the people that came together from Nigeria were forced together by British interests. And they were not, they did not come together on their own volition. They don't have the same culture, they don't have the same tradition, they don't have the same worldview, the same cosmology, the same cosmology. They don't have the same worldview on anything. They are different peoples, and they can never ever work together in the same vein. So Nigeria, for every citizen of the present country called Nigeria, to enjoy a wholesome life, Nigeria must be dismembered. What the youths are saying now is that the government is organizing a sham election, an election that has the Fulani in power at the center, the Fulani in charge of all the security forces, the Fulani in charge of this and that, the Fulani in charge in our bushes, the Fulani in charge in our forests, the Fulani everywhere. You can never expect that election not to favor the Fulani. So, for there to be any holistic, realistic, acceptable progress, the various people must go their separate way. And this can only happen through a referendum. If there's not going to be any bloodshed, there has to be a referendum. That's why we are saying no referendum, no election. That is the position of Yolicon. That is the position of Yoruba Liberation Command. That is the position of Yoruba, and that is the people of the Oduduwa area. They are not Nigerians. We are Oduduwa Republican. So we believe that for us to properly exercise our fundamental human rights, we must be asked to cast a vote in a referendum to say no to Nigeria or yes to Nigeria. So no referendum, no election. That is the question.
Now, thank you very much. Dr. Gemba in London, you heard him. This is George Akinola, one of the leaders of Yoruba Liberation Command. And he was quite emphatic. No referendum, no election come 2019. Dr. Gemba, how do you respond to this? As much noise there, please. Okay, yeah, hello? Dr. Gemba? Okay, sorry. Okay, Chesna, finish our discourse before we go to Dr. Gemba. You heard what George Akinola said, and I must be sincere with you. Excuse me, please, Chesna. I like when somebody says something yesterday, let it be something today. All over the days and weeks, I've been speaking with George, just like Clement, and they have maintained their stand that no referendum for us to decide, no election. And this is what we Biafrans have been saying, clamoring for. Just like remember, Maslinus hinted, if there is no referendum for us to decide the fate of that country, there's no election. And if the Yoruba and the Igbo will agree and work in concert, I bet you there's nothing the Fulani can do. HS na Udeze.
Yeah, thank you so much. Before we go forward, let me one issue. You know, because it's part of what you are saying. I want to ask my brother George a question, please, because sometimes the leaders of Nigeria use as a joker. They know the rule, they understand their work in the rule, but they know what will go wrong. They have like control. The question I want to ask is, George, please, you mentioned no election, no referendum, no election. Are you people having any plan for referendum? Have you been pushing for referendum?
Okay.
Because when we talk about referendum, first of all, we have to know what is referendum.
Okay, now you have asked that question, please. Please let us not go into the details of what referendum is. You have asked George the question. Remember, there was something what George said, but I don't want to answer for him. George, the question is, now that you have stated no referendum, no election, are there plans you are making to make sure that we have a referendum before the election? Are there such plans? We are not going to say don't give us what the plans are because we are on air. But are there such plans?
There are plans.
Okay. You heard him say there are plans, but such plans is not what are not what we are going to disclose on air right now. Yes, we're not going to disclose on here. But what is emphatic is that and remember, we have been saying we want Biafra, we want Oduduwa. If there are measures the Igbo and the Yoruba will adopt commonly and stand on their ground, don't you think we are going to succeed?
We are going to succeed. Very hypothetically, not like those things. Because when you see, sometimes it's like when you see a child of 10 years crying that you want to stand to buy a car for him, it looks like joke.
Yes.
But that child does not qualify to drive a car, and doesn't have the license to drive a car, it's not up to the age. So whatever we are doing, let us be serious. And that's when the leadership becomes serious. Like, not like when you see that at your home, you say you put Nigeria down, we destroy Nigeria, we do this. At the end of the day, they will see that you have no single plan about that. Now they will look at you and continue playing you. So whatever we are saying, let it be what we are doing. I'm not saying that we'll come up and be there and say and tell them our plan and how we are.
Okay, now hold it there. Now let me go back to just hold it there. Clement,
I have something to contribute.
Hold up, please, Uche. Clement, you're online right now. Clement, you're back online.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, George has just finished speaking with us now. He has just edged his views. He's still online to take some questions. But before I come back to you, let me go to Accra where Uche DG is. Uche, please make it brief. We are discussing, you heard what George said, what Clement said, what Dr. Egimba said, Barrister Ojukwu said, and the engineer Dr. Innocent Amade. Do you agree with what George had just said, that if there is no referendum, if we don't want to agree how Nigeria is going to be governed, there will be no election in 2019? Uche DG, do you agree?
Thank you very much, my able moderator. For me to go straight to the point, I acknowledge
Uche, please adjust your position.
Of our brothers of Yoruba Liberation Command, and because I wanted to ask Barrister
Uche, excuse me. Uche, excuse me, please change your position. It's not very clear. I know you're speaking from Accra. It's not very clear. It's not very clear. Please, I know you're speaking from Accra right now in Ghana. It's not very clear. We can't get you clearly. There could be poor network service in Accra, Ghana right now. Please, let me, I don't know. We can't get you very well.
Is it okay now?
It's still not okay. It's still not okay. It's still not okay, please. It's still not okay. It's still not okay, please. Unless you have to adjust your position once again.
Okay.
Okay, while we are coming to you, let me see. Valentine Bugodi in Port Harcourt. Valentine Bugodi, are you there?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, you heard what George said. In summary, if there's no referendum, no election, and by implication, if the Igbo and the Yoruba will agree, we stand on our ground. Of course, you heard what Clement said, that we cannot trust the Nigerian military under the Fulani leadership. We cannot trust them because we might agree now to go back to regions tomorrow because they are in command of the military. They might dismantle everything. You heard what Barrister Debe Odumegwu said, and first what Dr. Gemba and Jinamade. What do you have to say? And make it brief, please.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. Well, before I proceed, I would like to state we are for cessation, which is our sovereignty. Now, if they are talking of
Speak louder, please. Speak louder. Speak louder.
If they are talking of restructuring, I don't think it is part of our resolution because we have something in mind, which is what is secede from the country called Nigeria. So when we are any meeting that is held that is outside secession, I don't think we are part of that because the Nigerian system is not working. When you look at the whole system from the beginning to the end, none of them is working. And I don't think we can continue pampering Nigeria. We have to break out from Nigeria. And I believe when we break out, we will do well in our separate regions. So no need for us to say that we are going to read medicine like our home said, that Nigeria is a child that will die, and that child must die. So there's no need trying to give medications to do this or to do that to see if the child can be revived. There is no need. The child has to die. Nigeria has to break. Nigeria has to be broken so that each region, each section goes to their separate way and build their. Now, let's come to the issue of referendum. If you look at the referendum, we have to push for referendum. To work for it before you get a referendum. Like when our brothers were saying no referendum, no election in Anambra. The election they are held because they are not serious about the referendum. There is no plan in that referendum. That referendum was not well taken care of. The election, if we say referendum, no election, it will still fall the same way if we are not serious. So if we want to talk about the referendum, we have to come up with a very serious plan to make sure that the people are sensitized. And now, who is going to call for that referendum? Are we the people that will call for the referendum? Or is it the government of Nigeria that will call for that referendum? So all these things are the issues we have to look into. Then when we look into them, we now work towards them. Then to force Buhari to call for a referendum. Because I believe if we call it on our own, the armies will be on the street to make sure they kill many of us. So we have to follow due process. In everything you do in life, we know what we call due process. You have to follow due process to get the results we want. So if you are talking about referendum, we need to be serious about it. We need to follow due process to make sure we get what we want. But what I'm standing on is outright the solution of the country called Nigeria. I'm talking of breaking up, not restructuring. I don't support restructure for one thing. Okay. But because Nigeria has lasted 100 years and nothing is happening, Nigeria is not moving forward. So we have to break apart. So that because I believe that when we break apart, we will do better. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Now, Barrister Debe Odumegwu, you are back online with us. While you were briefly away, George Akinnola, one of the leaders of the Yoruba Liberation Command, joined us, and he was emphatic in what he said. That if there is no referendum before 2019, there will be no election. This was a message.
My time is okay.
Uche, hold on. Uche, did you hold on, please? Barrister Ojukwu, you are online with us? Yes, yeah. So, what to George Akinnola, who just joined us now, one of the leaders of the Yoruba Liberation Command, to support his counterpart, Clement, is that if there is no referendum for us to decide how we are going to govern Nigeria, there will be no election come 2019. And this is what even IPOB under Kano has been clamoring for all the years gone by. Apart from that, many people say we want to decide our fate. It's a kind of sovereign national conference which the chief doctor of Wazika has been clamoring, talking about. Now, Barrister Ojukwu, now as a first son of Dim Chukwemeka Odimegwu Ojukwu, do you think that where your dad is now, he will be comfortable having Biafra as a country, or Biafra remaining as part of Nigeria under a devolved system?
Biafra is his baby. Okay?
Yes.
And there is nowhere he will be that he hears Biafra and he will not react.
Good.
When he was in the hospital in London, I felt I was losing him, okay?
Yes.
Then I went to Alaba Market and bought so many Igbo records to be played for him so that he will always think about Igbo and all that.
Yes.
So that I got to London, I bought that. I bought the player, ED player and all that. They were playing it for him, and he so much liked it. But at a point, his PA went and bought a recorded Biafran national anthem. When it was played, he became very emotional. And using that to tell you that there is nothing he will like better than Biafra.
Good.
But at the same time, he will not like Biafra of bloodshed. He will not want his people to be decimated on account of going for Biafra. The best way, I've always said, the best way for us to accompany Biafra would have been on that 12th of January 1970. You know, before that 12th of January 1970, we had existed on our own for 2 years. It could have been very interesting if on that 12th of January, with all the declaration of 3 R's, no victor, no vanquish, and all what not, the Igbo said, okay, fine. Yeah, okay, the war is ended, but we are not moving out of Eastern region. We are staying here. Anybody that wants to go and do business, go to Lagos, buy your wares, come back to the Eastern, sell them and make your money. You know, today, Biafra would have been a thing long forgotten about. But then, with our adventurism, we started going far afield to do business and all that. That's why we found ourselves in this particular condition now. When you do akamu, pap, you know pap?
Yes, of course.
Yes, when you do pap, the first thing you do, you look for akara to use and eat the pap. But if you leave the pap for too long, it turns into a jibi, and you now start looking for soup.
Yes.
You won't look for akara again. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
We have so solidified our situation that the only way out is good. You can look very mature to say, okay, we must go, we must fight and all that. But that is not it. At the stage we are now, it will take negotiation and intense diplomacy and legal finesse for us to separate in Nigeria. If we do it suddenly and so harshly, it will lead to a lot of problems. So that's why we must be very cautious in what we do. It is okay to say, okay, we want Biafra today, we want that, but what of the other side? We have gone back. We have stayed with them, and this is, when we talk about it now, we are talking about almost 40 something, almost 50 years after the war. So you can't just say we are going. It would have been better in that 1970. Since we've gone this far, let us gradually negotiate our way out so that we don't lose our people.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
my own take on
Exactly.
it.
We are trying to negotiate. The problem we are having is that we have warring enemies, foes, as you know, counterparts in Nigeria. Those people who have taken that they are born to rule always. This is a problem we are having. But in a civilized environment, every group will come to a conference table and agree on how best to live. As it's done in the States of America, in UK, even here in Germany. That's how it is done. But then, the Nigerian factor is hindering us. Uchenna Okeke in Makode. Uchenna Okeke in Makode. Are you there with us?
Yes,
Now,
I'm here. You can
you had George. He said, George, one of the leaders of the Yoruba Liberation Command, said, "What
Yes,
we
I
if
did.
the,
Yeah,
okay, okay. So, what is their reaction? You know, this service, what the barrister Debe Odumegwu has said.
yeah. The truth is that the way has spoken well. The first son of Chukwuemeka. What we are talking about is the way forward on how we can achieve our cessation from Nigeria. Then for me, I am not of the opinion for total collapse or balkanization of Nigeria, but I am in agreement with Biafra staying from Nigeria. So any other person, if Middle Belt want to follow suit, they know the due process, just like what Valentine said. They know the due process. If the Arewa want to follow suit, they too know the due process. Even now that we are trying to come together, and our brother from that angle, George, is saying that we should come together and discuss and agree on no referendum, no election in 2019. I think that is a very strong step. But what help will the referendum do to us? Anyway, that is
Yeah, Uche, you know, in political demagoguery, you can apply any means to subdue your opponent. Nigeria is a country that doesn't like peace. But once you threaten Nigeria with balkanization, they bow. Remember, during the heydays of this cattle colony, the Fulani said that maybe they could just impose it on us, the Yoruba and the Igbo, because they have the military command. But for first time in record history, the Yoruba and the Igbo came and said, no way, it can never happen in anywhere in southern Nigeria. Immediately, the Fulani Hausa saw this, they felt threatened and they pulled back. Don't you think that if the Yoruba and the Igbo equally will agree, just like we are having a handshake across the Niger, whatever decision we take is going to shake Nigeria? Don't you agree to that?
Yes, I agree with you. I agree with you to completely, Ikenna. But the truth is that when it comes to sovereignty, sovereignty is not all about cattle colony. Sovereignty has to do with the international dialogue. We have to go beyond with the level, but that is still it's a strategy anyway.
No, we are talking about the international factor. That if we agree on a particular philosophy, we subdue Nigeria, and they have to agree to our terms. This is what we are saying.
That's good. That's good.
Can I come in here?
Okay, don't take them back.
Right.
Don't take them back, please. Don't take them back. Excuse me. Please, George, don't take them back. Has been trying to reach you all these days. Don't take them back. George is online with us right now. He has spoken before. He's still taking questions. Don't take them back to you.
Hello, George. It's a pleasure to have you here. Listen, gentlemen. It is I must say I'm sort of reluctant to say what I want to say because I don't have the full authority to say it, but it is not a secret. But what I want you all to say is this: those who know me within the Japan struggle will not, although some people, because of the fact that they don't understand where I am coming from, they feel that they don't know where Eliamba stands, whether he's there or whether he is here or there. Now the question is this: the issue of Biafra, the other sometime a week or 2 weeks ago, we were with some officials. I don't want to go further than that. We were with some officials here. I know the type of discussions we had. Then there are some officials on this, and we know the position. Am I?
Yes,
I don't know if my voice coming back to me or someone is interrupting.
I think
it's clear, sir.
Okay, it's clear. It's clear. There was one speaker was on. Go on.
Right. What I'm trying to say is this: with the question of Biafra is not going to be decided within Nigeria alone. Let us stress this fact. Those who said that, oh, it is Biafra or nothing, I am addressing you now, and I want you to come to me, attack me, say whatever you want to say, because I only few people. I'm not talking about the Ojukus of this world and so on and so forth. Only very few people have done more for the Biafran cause than myself. That I am not a household name, or I don't make myself so much that people make myself so noticed. Doesn't mean that I am not within the struggle. Those who say the Biafra or nothing, I am addressing you. Please be realistic and know what you are talking about, if at all you know what you are talking about. It is not Nigeria that will decide the fate of Biafra alone. There are some other powerful international interests within this struggle, and we must have to approach this. And when those of us who have had the opportunity to listen, to go for visit here, know what these contentions are. When we talk, okay, to say, oh, Biafra or nothing, when you don't know what you are talking about. Having said this, let me repeat, and I want anybody, I am happy that there is Ojuku is listening to me, and he is a legal professional. When it comes to Biafra, Nigeria do not have the final say. I repeat, Nigeria do not have the final say in the affairs of Biafra. Whether Biafra will be here today or tomorrow or 2 years or how many years down the line, Nigeria do not have the final say. And it is not a matter of referendum, no referendum or whatever that will be. There is a process that must be followed.
Yeah, hold on, Judge.
There is a process that must be followed. And if we don't follow that process, accomplish that process, we play the game that is required, we are not getting anywhere. And in politics, and the international politics for that matter, that is 2 words. You must understand very well negotiation and compromise.
Okay. Now, let me read out what one lady, Mary N. Ogoma in Kiruka is saying. Kiruka is saying, when some of us talk about this devolution of power, restructuring, have we tried to take into consideration how they nullified the outcome of all the constitutional conferences we had in Nigeria? That the best thing for us now is to do out with any form of restructuring and think of Biafra or Oduduwa or what have you, because conferences do not work in Nigeria. Look at the last one, 2014. Kiruka is saying, after everything, the APC government led by Buhari came and just threw it to the bin, rendering nonsense whatever was the discussion or the result of that particular conference. So now, some months ago, I was privileged to have a chat with a German professional. I spoke the issue of Biafra in Nigeria. If there is any assistance they could render to us to lead that entity, the only thing he said, start something first. That was it. Start something first. Yes, that's what he said. Now, this is what
have you started?
I'm coming. Gentlemen, hold on. Exactly, gentlemen, hold on. Gentlemen, hold on. That brings me to what the judge said. That if we now say, Nigerian government, we want to decide how we live in this country. If you don't want to agree, we boycott the election. Don't you think that is going to shake Nigeria and by so doing draw the attention of the international community? It's not going to do that.
Let me come in here.
Okay, George.
Now, I have said earlier, you see, whatever you want to do here, trace it back to history.
Yes.
There is no way these people that are presently having a hegemonistic, grapple on Nigeria will allow people to go. They will not allow Biafra to go. They will not allow the Dual Republic to go. They will not allow any other constituent, either Middle Belt or whatever, to go.
I believe you.
Because they are taken from where they have not sown. So there is a history dating back over 200 years, from the time of the Sokoto Jihad, that is still flowing to the present day stranglehold that the Fulani have over Nigeria. There is a statement that Mamadou Bello made in 1960 when Nigeria just got its independence. He said the particular constant places making up the present day estate called Nigeria is the estate of his great grandfather, that they will never allow the Middle Belt states to rule over themselves, that they will take them as slaves, and they will never allow the South to rule over itself or rule over them. And if you follow the script of the book called Nigeria, that is what has been happening. So for us to make sure that Nigeria satisfies us as individual entities who existed before Nigeria, we must make sure that something starts happening. And that's what Nadeco did. Nadeco, during the June 12th crisis, if you remember, the Yoruba-led Nadeco made sure that...
George, a second, please. Dr. Peter Ejirika from the States of America, Texas, could you join us through Skype, please? Because this particular line is occupied. A lot of people are joining through Facebook Messenger. Dr. Ejirika, could you please join us through Skype? Please.
I'm in the church, but I want to participate.
Okay, sir.
To make my point. I'm in the church.
Okay, just hang on there. George Akinola, one of the leaders of the Yoruba Liberation Command, is addressing us right now. Immediately he is through, I give you the audience. Okay, George, go on, please.
All right.
Okay, now these people called the Fulani have ensured that none of us is at peace. No entity is at peace. And when we say we want to go, they are not interested. But we have faced them before, twice. We have about 3 times. We Yoruba faced them in 1935 election, but we defeated them. We know what we did. In 1960, during the Operation West in the West, 1962 to 1965, we've defeated them. We know what we did. Now, during the Nadeco Wars, they refused that they would not allow the June 12 election to stand. But we held Nigeria down for 5 years until election was held, and that's what sent the military away. Let me tell you, there's nothing sacrosanct about this people. There's nothing invincible about this people. What you need to do is to strategize and form a plan. The beginning of that plan, just like what happened in America during the civil rights movement, the beginning of the plan is no referendum, no election. Now, how does a referendum start? There are processes in the United Nations. You can go to the Hague or whatever. There are processes. But when we all agree that no referendum, no election, things will happen. Just like what the German man said to you, Kenya. Start something. By the time we start something, it will be like a couple of toppling dominoes. Things will start climbing one on the other. What is happening is a mantra. Everybody is clamoring it. When they don't find anybody in the police station, you can't come and rule me when I didn't vote for you. And if the whole country is ungovernable, then we will have to all sit down at the table and discuss this. This is politics. This is war by other means. Politics is war by other means. So if you make sure that you have the advantage and the momentum, the other side will listen to you. You cannot fight what you cannot do. If you are not carrying guns, you are not carrying anything, and then they start coming to terrorize everybody. When they see that people are free, they will give up. That's what the military did in 1999. They gave up. So they will give up, but we must start something, and we must be definitive. We must be sure of what we are doing, and we must be courageous. Right. The Yorubas will never start.
Exactly. George, excuse me, sir. George said we must be definitive, we must be courageous. And these are the 2 words that summarize what he's saying. Like the German man said, you can start something. I shouldn't come from Germany to Biafra to start it. You have to start something. But the problem we have is that we have always involved ourselves in rhetoric. And the rhetoric cannot solve our problem. The moment we agree in southern part of Nigeria and tell the north, this is what we want, they will get in. Now, let us say, from the States of America, Texas, Dr. Peter Ejirika is online. Dr. Ejirika, we have been discussing, the person who spoke last night is one of the leaders of the Yoruba Liberation Command. Of course, his European counterpart is equally there, Mr. Clement Adeko. So, we are asking, so people ask, of course, Barrister The best Kwemeko is online with us. Engineer Dr. Innocent Amadi is online. Dr. Egeba is equally online. And very members of the Voice of Biafra international crew. We are asking, what is the best option? Are we balkanizing the country? Let each component unit go home. Or are we still talking about restructuring or going back to 1963 as constitution? Dr. Ejirika, you are a one-time pilot officer in the Biafran army, and you are in better position to say something in this regard.
Thank you, Ikenna, the moderator, and thank you, fellow Biafrans. I need to make this clear.
Please, excuse me, sir. And also some Oduduwa people here. George Akinola is a member of the Oduduwa Republic.
Okay.
Likewise, Clement.
Good day. Okay, good day, Oduduwa
George.
Yes.
Thank you.
Also good day, our brothers from the River State.
Yes, everybody's here.
So what I want to say is I like to deal with history because any group of people who are not knowledgeable of their history are bound to repeat the mistakes of the past. I would like for us to form a strategic alliance in Yoruba.
Yes.
But the strategic alliance will be based on realistic and factual reasons.
Yes, go on, sir.
Strategic alliance is usually, yes, thank you. Strategic alliance is usually based on one factor. It's based on the factor of complementary needs. Strategic alliance works better when it is based on the factor of complementary needs. What is it that Biafrans lack that Yorubas have? If Yorubas have something that will complement what Biafrans have, then I would subscribe to the strategic alliance. But if not, I would not subscribe. Let me then mention, because nobody has mentioned this, there were a few Yorubas who fought in Biafra with us. Major G. Adeleke, he trained 90% of the Biafran officers, and nobody up to today has ever greeted that man or thanked him for what he did. The Yorubas bullshitted him. The Yorubas made him a nobody and allowed him to serve. Now he's a pastor. Why is he serving? Because he helped the Biafran cause. So I want you Biafrans to understand that. Don't just follow the Yorubas by what they say. Look at their actions.
Now, sir, what we have to do is that you give us contact of this Adeleke. We are going to reach him in the hereafter, please.
Yes, I'll give you the contact of Major G. Adeleke. He was with us in Uguta. He was with us in Ebema. So, he trained all the Biafrans through Biafran School of Infantry, Bishop Shanahan. And because of that, he has not been able to get any contract or get a job with Nigeria because of his role. So, Biafrans, don't be misled. Take it from a veteran. I fought the Port Harcourt War. I fought a war from Port Harcourt to Iwape to Bonny, from Bonny to Okigwe. Don't be misled. Don't form any strategic alliance with the Yorubas unless Biafra has something, does not have something that Yorubas have.
Of course,
otherwise,
there are certain things
you are listening to what.
Yeah, there are certain things we need. We need. You know, when we talk of southern Nigeria, we talk about the economic mobility. So, in a situation where we have this strategic alliance with the Yoruba axis, the economic mobility in the southern part of Nigeria will be so wonderful, and it's going to confront the entire world. This is what we are saying.
Okay, well, it's easy. Ikenna,
yes.
Ikenna is easy to say. But what have Yorubas treated the Yorubas who fought with Biafra well? There's another person, a lady, Bisi Oyekon, the daughter of Lagos. She was with us in the trenches. But the Yorubas recognized her No.
Now,
So Biafra don't be misled.
okay, sir. Now, if we continue to go back to primordial sentiments, I don't think we shall move forward. So, a lot of this, we have the Yoruba use and
we are moving forward.
yes, we have the modern Yoruba.
We are moving forward.
Yes, you know, last time there was a meeting at Telugu. There was a meeting at Telugu last time where there was a handshake. There was a handshake, and the youth we have today don't want to look back to the sentiments of the past. We want to say that enough is enough, and we want to join hands across the Niger and declare the Northerners enough is enough. This is what we are saying.
What I would say is that Biafra, we have to go it alone. You don't understand. We were never a part of Nigeria. Our great grandfather, Chief George of Opobo, fought against the British, fought against the idea of Nigeria. And the British people exiled him, excommunicated him, and dumped him in the Caribbean. And they murdered him. And they came back and told us he died of a natural cause.
Okay, George, you had
to find it. Once Biafra is restored, we're going to dig up his bones and find out how.
Okay, sir. Now, George, you heard what Dr. Ejika from America said, that Major Adeleke fought on the side of Biafra. Today, the Yoruba people have relegated him and put another one lady like that, and they have relegated him. George, yes. Now, George, what do you have to respond to this? Because he's saying if the Yoruba have not recognized the two people that fought on the side of Biafra, giving them recognize them, let me say, then how do we work together? That assuming the Yoruba people have recognized the two gentlemen that fought on the side of Biafra, we now say, okay, we are really serious. George, how do you respond to this? Because this is a message to your people.
Please, let me answer that question.
Good.
Mr. President, let me answer that question.
Go on.
You see, the problem we have, you see this man that is talking from America, he speaks the right thing. He speaks the right truth of my mind. The problem we have, first of all, we have to come back to this thing and we forget about what our father did before. Because some part of Igbo, they don't see Yoruba as their friends.
Exactly.
They don't see Yoruba as their brothers.
Yes.
They see Yoruba as a traitor. You understand, man?
Yes.
Okay, what of Victor Banjo? We have many people who work for Biafra. My uncle who worked for Biafra, before he worked for Biafra. She's died 3 years ago. He don't have anything to record with Nigeria because they know that he's from Biafra.
Yes.
And all what he's supposed to gain from Nigerian army was funny.
Exactly.
Anytime, any day that people want to talk, they talk about Awolowo. We cannot fold our hand when you keep on abuse Awolowo for nothing sake. Awolowo have never wronged Igbo. But Igbo believe that Awolowo did it. They don't remember our father who worked with them. They don't remember our brother who worked with them. So for the struggle of Biafra. So let us come back to the reality and say the fact to ourselves. We cannot fold our hand to be falsely accused to Papa Awolowo. It does not done.
Yeah, George.
Awolowo was in there when the war started.
George,
and they brought him out.
Yeah, George, excuse me.
Now,
George, excuse me.
People keep on saying Awolowo is this, Awolowo is that.
Yeah, George, hold on.
People supposed to realize that we have been friends for, we have been part of them,
George,
we have been friends with them for a long time.
Yeah, George, a second, please. George, a second.
Yoruba never kill any Igbo.
George,
never fight any Igbo.
George, a second. A few days ago, Clement and online, I was discussing with Clement, one of the henchmen here in Europe. Clement made me to understand that the Igbos left to Obasanjo, who was more dangerous to us, and fight Awolowo. Clement gave a lot of instances of atrocities committed by Obasanjo against the Igbo people, even against the Yoruba. But the problem is that because of somebody who was in the limelight, we tend to forget the real enemy within and begin to look the enemy without. That's the question. So, how do you reconcile the differences? Do you think Obasanjo should be more inimical to our struggle than Awolowo's legacies? Judge, over to you.
Who are you directing that?
I mean, to Judge. Yes, to Judge. It was to Judge. Because the issue of Awolowo was brought in, and last time I discussed with Clement made me to understand that Obasanjo was more dangerous to run than Awolowo. But we have embraced Obasanjo, voted him into the 1999, and trying to destroy.
If you say we, who are we? Who are we? Who are we?
Well, then, I stand to be corrected. I stand to be corrected, please, Dr. Gemba.
Ikenna, is Clement that just spoke, not George. It's Clement that spoke.
George, are you true? Hello, George.
Clement.
Hold on, please, hold on. No, George is still talking. George, what do you have to George? Yeah, George.
Good, fine. Now I want to first of all respond to Derika from the US.
Yes.
The problem between the Igbos and Nigeria was not a problem between Igbos and Yoruba. It was a problem between Igbo and Hausa. And when this thing happened, a lot of Yoruba supported the Igbo cause. Apart from the Adeleke is talking about, there was Ademoyega, there was Victor Banjo, who led the war, who led the Igbos from Asaba, from the Igbo heartland into Benin, into Ore, and so many other Yoruba. So you see, the Yorubas never 100% supported the idea of an anti-Igbo war. But let me make it this very clear. Where the Igbos made the tactical mistake was heading towards Lagos, heading towards Yoruba land. That is what turned the war against the Igbo. Otherwise, if you had faced Kaduna, we would have fought alone and let everybody know and defended our heartland. But that is history. Let me come back to today. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. If Igbos are fighting the North, are fighting the Hausa Fulani for a particular cause, and the Yorubas are fighting the Hausa Fulani for the particular cause, it is wise and strategic that both of us, including the South, must come into alliance. Exactly. Because each one of us must take these people alone and succeed. So we can succeed better if we have a strategic alliance between the South-South, the South-East, the South-West, and the Middle-West. Then the Hausa Fulani will become a minority. That is the only way we can fight that one. And it's not about whether Igbo like Yoruba or Yoruba like...
We're not talking of that, honestly. Let's talk the past. Yes. You remember, George? Yeah. You remember why I tend to agree with some, you know why I tend to agree with some of this is the Middle Belt people fought against Biafra, but during the Okaku, he was a person that said the Fulani exiles from Nigeria. So you can see a change of tactics. Even though his own people fought against Biafra, he was the man who said no. There was a mistake that time made by our fathers. We have realized ourselves, and the Fulani people who are the problems of Nigeria must be excised from the federation. So that goes to show.
That is what I'm saying. So we have to form a strategic alliance and forget about primordial sentiment. Because if we don't, we will all continue to be standard slaves.
Yeah, the truth is
coming back to the second question.
Yes.
The second question about Obasanjo. Obasanjo is his own person. Obasanjo is never for anybody except his own interest. He does not serve Yoruba interest. He does not serve Igbo interest. He does not serve anybody's interest except his own. He is not our hero here. We didn't vote for him. We have never voted for him. So he's his own person. As far as we are concerned, we know our leader. And at the appropriate time, Yorubas will follow their own. So please, once you are already talking with the correct, with the people that represent the correct Yoruba interest, once we are on the same table with you, we are the self-determination group. Once we are on the same table with you, then we continue to enlarge it. Let me tell you something. There was a massive release by the Voice of Reason, made up of 75 elderly people who represent business, economic, political interests of Yoruba land. And they have said that if there is no restructuring, there will not be there will not be an election. But we have said in Unicom that we are not talking about restructuring. We don't want Nigeria again. We are talking about Oduduwa Republic. We are talking about a separation of Nigeria into different units that want to be together. So it is not a question of restructuring anymore. It is Oduduwa Republic. And this, we are very emphatic about it. So when if anybody is talking about going on their own, Biafra wants to go on their own, we want to go on their own. It is strategic. It is in both interests that we must work together with the South people and the Middle.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, Barrister Debe Odumegu Ojukwu, you are lying with us still?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you listen to the heated argument here. You heard what Dr. Ejirika from America said. You had the Clement, of course, you had the George. They are talking of a strategic alliance. Yoruba has the interest of answering Oduduwa, ours is Biafra. That there also is not to form a strategic alliance, and this alliance is going to shake the Hausa Fulani. Dr. Barrister Debe Odumegu Ojukwu, do you agree with that?
Yes. Yes, I know, because it's an aberration. It's an aberration that the opposite of North is East and West. Ideally, the opposite of North should be South.
Exactly.
It is this, yes, is this fission of the South into East and West that is making us to be very weak. It will be ideal if you check what is happening. You find out that the reception given to the Easterners in the West is more than the reception given to them any other place in Nigeria.
That is true. We agree to that. We agree.
Yes, so it should be that East and West ought not to exist. There should have been 1,000 Nigerians. So that's why we have all this problem. So what caused the division? What caused the division was a somewhat minor understanding, and that understanding was blown out of all proportions. Because if you remember, the first political party that existed under Herbert Macaulay, there was no East, there was no West. Everybody was under Herbert Macaulay. It was the death of Herbert Macaulay that led to the fusion of the South into two. But then we could salvage whatever friendship that endures between the East and West, because trade wise and then economic, political, and all, we are closer.
Very, very.
So I think that alliance is long overdue, but we should not force it, and we should not front it so much. It's something
you remember that before your father died, I listened to him one day. He was the first person that started canvassing this handshake across the Niger. I listened to him, I heard him. Even the day he came to University of Benin to address us, I was physically present. I listened to him. That if we must achieve our ambition in the South, there must be a handshake across the Niger. That's between the Yoruba and the Igbo. Yeah, I listened to your father live. It's not a story told. He said it. Yes, he said it.
That has always been there. And then, the Yorubas, they've always related with the Igbos. Now, for instance, I'm a member of the Island Club. If you find out the Island Club is the premier club in Nigeria, the Yorubas they used to say that Ojukwu brought the Igbos to Lagos, his vehicles. Okay? I think Akiola
was
talking about, and then his son took them back. So it has always been the intention of the Yorubas to have a kind of unity with the Igbos. But at a point, there's a kind of suspicion, mutual suspicion between the Igbos and the Yorubas, which was what led to the balkanization of the southern Nigeria. Southern Nigeria ought to have been one very strong
economic
viral unit, and not what we have today.
Yes. Okay, sir. Now, Uche Diji in Accra, I don't know if your line is clear now. Uche Diji.
Yes, my moderator. Though I have left my place, I can declare.
Okay, now the floor is open for you.
Okay, thank you, and I welcome you, my able brother from Oduduwa's Liberation Council, and our able brother Barrister Louis Ruby. You are welcome. And I want to ask both our brother and Dr. Egembating, who have spoken well. But our brother's argument is very simple and very clear. I do believe on
Uche, there's really a problem coming from there.
Where he stands. But my brother, before such an argument can be
Uche, I think there is a problem coming from there.
very clear that at the point we go out or go out.
Okay, go on.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go on,
Yes.
please. Go on.
So what I am asking now is, why can't we, once there is amalgamation document that unite the country before during the independence, why can't we come together to decide which is sovereign national conference instead of referendum? Because we have to come together to decide if we are to live together before the referendum. You know, we have to have a strong argument. We have to stand before the referendum have to come in. And I believe in no election without this issue being solved. Because why in the north they are registering about
7.30 million on the
age. And in the east, people are trying to maintain the same law. The same people that are violating the law are also standing their planning and destroying people's land, which they are advancing on regarding the 2019 election, in order to make sure that people like Oduduwa people and other rest of them will not be able to have the courage to come up with a strong argument. So why can't we come together and tell ourselves what we want instead of we asking of respect?
No. Okay. Now, Uche, let me come in there briefly. Uche, hold it on there. Hold on there. Let us be honest to ourselves. There can never be uniformity. Uche, hold on, please. Uche, hold on. Anybody who has read Because I Am Involved by Emeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, try and read that book. Somewhere in one of the chapters, Emeka Ojukwu was blunt. He said, unity does not mean uniformity. And he said, God forbid, unity does not mean uniformity. What that means is this. Let us know, we want to balkanize Nigeria. The Biafrans could be saying sovereign national conference or no Nigeria. The Yoruba could be saying no referendum, no Nigeria. This is what? Unity. It cannot be uniformity. But when they are saying, what do you call it, referendum, we are saying sovereign national conference. Nigeria, the other side of the divide, will understand that this will really mean business. Now, when we come together, with unity, with a referendum, with a sovereign national conference, we put the two options before Nigeria. Why can't they succumb? But if we insist on a particular one, they might use the constitution to pull us down. So the best option is why this player is playing for the right flank, taking the ball to the goalpost. The next player is also from the left flank to the goalpost. The center forward is there, so that from every corner, from every wing, we are heading towards the goalpost. Take it like that. So everybody cannot be playing the left wing or the right wing. If it happens like that, the opponent will use the other wing and score us dozens of goals. So from each particular wing, the left wing, the right wing, the center forward or the midfield, we are heading towards the goalpost. This is what we are saying. Uche, DJ, back to you.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, we are having serious problem with their communication there.
You have clarified me on that, and I am very satisfied.
Okay, so we are having serious problem with
Can you hear me clearly now?
At times it comes, at times it fluctuates. That is the problem we are having.
Hello, Mr. Jenna.
Yes.
On off.
Okay.
Because I want to round up now. Contribution.
Okay, now go on, please.
Okay.
So,
Uche, go ahead.
Now, Uche, hold on there. Uche, we can't hear you at all, and because of the fluctuation, we cannot get anything at all. That's the problem.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Here's what I'm saying now.
Okay.
Here's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We agree on one thing.
Yes.
And like as you said.
Speak louder, please.
As you said.
Yes.
It is issue of who have the fufu and who is the other person that has the soup.
Good.
When you bring soup and food together, it works.
Exactly.
When you have only soup, it doesn't work.
At all.
When you have only food, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
So what we are doing with Yoruba people and other tribes is like being fufu, soup, washing hand water.
Speak louder. Speak louder.
Come together. And say what we are trying to do with Yoruba and other tribes. Someone will bring fufu, the other person will bring soup.
Yes.
The other person will bring washing hand water,
yes.
And the other person will bring drinking water.
Exactly.
Which four of them works exactly?
And there is harmony. Exactly, that's harmony.
And we are going to go far. I repeat it again. This issue of
all the agitators have to meet.
Uche, hold on, please. Uche, hold on, please. Uche, hold on, please. Uche, hold on. Uche, hold on. Uche, hold on, please. Uche, hold on.
That's where I'm going.
Yes.
Uche, that's where I'm going. That's where I'm going to. So let me make this point clear. This issue of referendum, I want to make it clear for us to understand where we are going and where we are going from. Referendum in Nigeria is not a bad thing anyway, but let me clear it so that anybody who is going for it will understand what is going for. We have gone beyond the issue of referendum in the issue of Nigeria. Like as Mosani Usume said, this referendum we're talking about now is like when you come in a field of play, you are playing with an opponent, and at the end of the match, you are beating him 1-0. And at the end of the match, the referee gives extra time, not injury time. He gives extra time, which is 15 minutes. Again, when you are still beating him 1-0, instead of the match to end, then at the end of that extra time, you score one goal and you're making it 2-0. Referee come again and give penalty. I say we are going to play penalty shootout, which is 5-5. After the penalty shootout again, you win again. And the referee come again and say, okay, since you have won in penalty again, you have to start the match afresh. You have to start new match instead of giving you the trophy. I don't think they are getting me.
Go on, please.
Again, in this referendum of a thing, it goes this way again. Just like when you went to a Mercedes company in Germany, you saw a Mercedes Jeep you like so much. They told you that it is $4 million to buy it, and you pay $4 million because you have shown interest to that Mercedes Benz. You pay $4 million to get that Mercedes Benz. Maybe you pay 3 or 4, 5, 6 times. At the end of the day, your money has completed. The next thing is for you to come and pick up your Mercedes Benz. The very day you came to pick up your Mercedes Benz, which you have paid the complete money for. Now they tell you, okay, Mr. Gedna, come now. But we're going to put card on the ground. In the other in one card, we write yes. The other one, we write no. If you pick the one with yes, you go with your Benz. If you pick the one with no, you lose your Benz and lose your money. And you go and do it. If you do it, you're a stupid man. You will start lamenting and shouting because that they should give you the money, the car you have paid for. There's nothing to gamble with again. We have given 4 million heads and money and blood in the name of seeking for Biafra. What BC has gathered, what BC groups for a long time ago, and they kill many of them. We have paid the price, completely priced. And today again, we want us to come and say, okay, it's a gambling. And when you lose out. When you gain, I don't see anything gaining in Nigeria. Again, finally, before I stop, this issue we are going in, there's a stage you get, and somebody will come, if somebody comes to talk to you, you look at that person very well, and know if he's helping you or if he's trying to destroy you. Which Noruma did something in 1993 World Cup, which I observed. People saw it and laughing. When they won the cup against Ghana, he was lifting up the goal. So white men rushed to come and embrace him and congratulate him. He turned back and ran away with the cup because he doesn't trust them. He doesn't know their plan. They may take the cup from him or do whatever. So he ran away with the cup. I was laughing. I said, this man is dangerous. So this struggle we are going, we have get to the stage where enemies are watching us. Where they never believe we will get to. Where they never believe that we will step to. Now they are coming to discourage us. They are coming to draw us back. It's just like when a child fetch a very good firewood, when some elders are envying him, when he's trying to carry it, nobody will help him, nobody will support him to carry that firewood. But that child will be struggling until that firewood get to his chest, remaining a little thing to get to his head. So wicked people will come and say, "Oh, child, my child, let me help you." They will put their hand. As they are putting their hand, the child will reduce his own power because he thinks that somebody has come to help him. The last thing he will see that firewood is on the ground. They will drop it on the ground and on their way. This is what they have been doing us in this struggle. This is number one reason why I don't trust any white man in this struggle. 99% of white men that is coming into Biafra struggle, they are coming for destruction. They are agents. Some of our people are doing the same thing. There's a stage, the stage we are is not the stage where we'll be looking back on who to help us because we have gone far to start looking for who will support us or who will help us.
Yes, actually, I agree with you. We have gone far. Now, just like we are saying now between referendum and sovereign national conference, Biafra has gone far. But if Biafra has gone far, has the Yoruba gone far? Biafra is talking about, excuse me, Biafra could be saying that we have passed the stage of referendum. We are moving on. Then Yoruba could be coming from the rear with a referendum. And that is going to fortify the bombardment of the enemy post. So we move on. They come from the rear with referendum. We are talking about the Sovereign National Conference or in whatever form. What is important is that when you are in the front line, let there be a backup. And what there is a backup, if the football goes behind you, there is somebody to throw it back in the front line. And that is where we move on. But if there's no backup, just like in the military, when you send your battalion to the battlefield they are fighting, if you don't have backup, once you are overwhelmed within the front line, you are finished.
Yeah,
honestly.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
This is where I'm coming to. You see this struggle we are doing, let me make it very clear, very 100% clear. Because sometimes we hide something. Let's assume that now the kind of an IPOB come out to back was wicked. By now, the entire world and the government are taking us here.
Yes.
So when they come, instead of backing him up as the person who found this,
yes,
who started, who bring
good, yes,
they are not fighting him.
Exactly.
Understand me?
We're talking about backup.
This is the issue between us and Yorubas. They see that we have pushed it front. We have pushed it forward.
They are not back us. They have to back us.
What they do is to back us, not to start arguing who will be at the front of it.
No. Like that's not the essence. We are talking about backup now. We are talking about backup. Yes.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So it's like when we went to hunting. Everybody, when the animal is about to have the chance to grab it and grab it, everybody will share it. But not because you don't have a gun. You say, okay, let the animal.
Yeah, hold on, please.
That's to support.
Okay.
It's time for us. It's time for us.
Okay. Please, summarize it now, please. Yeah. Okay, go on.
Let me stop here.
Yes.
Let me stop here.
Okay, now. Thank you very much for understanding. Yeah. The person that spoke now take over. Yes.
Can I correct something that Uche from Ghana just said?
Yes, go on, please.
If I got him correctly, he was talking about the Sovereign National Conference being an idea of that they have gone far, that they cannot talk of referendum. Yes. Maybe we are getting wrong definition of what these two terminologies refer to.
Yes.
Referendum and Sovereign National Conference. Hello?
Go on, please.
The Sovereign National Conference that came up after the annulment of the June 12 presidential election won by Abiola and championed by the Yorubas, that there has to be a Sovereign National Conference where Babangida, who was in charge then, will have to vacate and give sovereignty to a national assembly.
That is true.
That would elect a new leader or a new constitution or whatever.
That is true.
So, and that was forged by people who championed the anti-June 12 annulment campaign. So it wasn't an idea of the Igbos in any way. Now, even if there has been that the Igbos formed the idea of the Sovereign National Conference and they are going along with it, it's all good. We're all working together.
Yeah.
But a referendum is a different idea entirely.
Yes.
A referendum is expected to be organized by a neutral body or by the country itself. If the country cannot agree within itself, like we don't agree in Nigeria now, then it should be by the World Court or by the United Nations.
Yes.
And it should be yes or no.
Hold on.
So if we are saying we want to go forward in Nigeria, starting with the Sovereign National Conference, and the Sovereign National Conference works fast, fine. But you see, a Sovereign National Conference implies that the sovereign government in power have to relinquish their power to a Sovereign National Conference that will be the de facto power and the de jure power. For the meantime, during that transition, which is not going to happen with this Fulani government. But a referendum can be forced. A referendum can be forced through a campaign, that is going to be a joint campaign of the East, the Middle Belt, the West, and the South. Once that we have that joint understanding, then we go on street action. We do a lot of things. We in the South, we in the West, we know that we can hold the economy of Nigeria down. We did it during the June 12 crisis. We can hold the economy from moving. And if we do that, and do what we can do in this, people do what they can do in the Middle Belt, and then come to a halt, and they will have no choice but to do a referendum.
Exactly.
And call in the United States, organize it among themselves.
George, there's a reason why I'm agreeing with you. You see, one thing is very, very certain. You remember when we started, the same agents asked you a question, if there are plans on ground for referendum, which you said yes, but we agree that we're not going to make it public. Remember, we said we are not going to make it public for security reasons. But now there's something important you said. If we now, East and West, we say this is what we want, whether Sovereign National Conference, where the power that be must surely vacate for a neutral body to take over the challenge, which the House of Planning will not agree. Let us be honest to ourselves. They will not agree. He said they will die. Now, if we now come to say, between the two, we follow and move on. Now, when we put any of the options on the table, or possibly the two, and the House of Planning say no. Now, George, like you pointed out now, which has been what we have been clamoring for in Biafra land, we sabotage the economy. George, are you aware that if there should be a stay at home in Lagos for 2 consecutive days, Nigeria will catch convulsion? Are you aware of that?
We've done it before now.
If there will be a sit at home in Lagos State where the Yoruba and the Igbo will agree for 2 consecutive days, no business in Lagos, nothing at all. My people, we must tell ourselves the truth. Nigeria will catch convulsion. Nigeria will catch convulsion. Yes. I have, in fact, before now, I have, not that George is here, before now, I have discussed this with George. George, remember? I discussed it with Clement equally. That if we should agree the whole of southern Nigeria, there will be no economic mobility movement for 2 consecutive days. Nigeria will catch convulsion. Nigeria will shake.
Even 1 week, sir.
Let us start with 2 days. Sincerely speaking, 2 days is quick notice. Quick notice. Nigeria will catch convulsion. Yes.
People said that feeling that one stick doesn't flop somebody's eye twice.
Yes.
We have had many conferences in Nigeria.
This is what we are saying. We want action.
And many people and it doesn't work.
Okay. Now,
why should we be like what you have said? My brother make a point that if we hold the economy down, that they will listen to us.
That's the only option.
Or how to do it instead of we are calling for meeting. When you call them and say this, they will agree with you. At the end of the day,
yeah. Yes. So we are not going to say it on air. We are not going to say it on air. After this broadcast, we get in touch with George. We have to devise means of agreeing that on a particular day or 2 days or more, there will be no economic activities in the whole of southern Nigeria. Once we try it, Nigeria will beg us. Nigeria will beg us. George, you agree with me? I will reach you maybe tomorrow or next and we'll discuss this issue in details. We are not going to say it on air.
All right.
Yes.
Thank
So,
you.
so
Thank you,
yeah, this is really our agreement, because if we allow, look at, you had what you heard what Barrister Debojuku said. That the opposite of North should be the South. Excuse me. Debojuku said, hold on, please. Please hold on, please. Debojuku said that the opposite of North is South. How come that opposite of North in Nigeria becomes East and West? That is, I think that summarizes the whole thing. That summarizes the whole thing. Opposite of North should be South and not East or East and West. No. So we are going to divide this. Remember, when the Avengers tried it, Nigeria almost collapsed. So this time around, if we devise on the best way of grounding the economic activities within the southern part of Nigeria, there is no how Nigeria will not succumb to our own demand. That is quite obvious. So that is that now. Okay, you're not there. Dr. Gemba, are you there?
Yes, I am listening carefully and attentively.
Okay, so you heard what we have said, right? Especially the last point George made, that if we put if you put across our demands and they say no, we ground the economic activities in the whole of southern Nigeria, and that will bring Nigeria to a standstill. How do you say to that?
It is not debatable. It's just a matter of also action it, and the rest will be history.
Exactly.
I just want to make it that simple.
Exactly. So this is why I said, George, we are going to talk about what on air right now. Please bear with me on what to do. So this is what we know, and this is the highlight of what we have discussed today. We are going to present our demands collectively. If they say no, we grant economic activities. This is what we are going to say. Yes. So
thank you so much.
Thank you so much, George, for being with us, because we have virtually come to the end of the broadcast. We have gotten what we wanted. And George, I must be sincere with you. We commend you. We congratulate you. We thank you 1,000 times for making our time to come to our program, as well as Clement.
Can you give me a minute to address George?
Okay,
George, this is Dr. Gemba here. I've tried, I don't know where you joined from. I'm in London. I don't know whether you are in Nigeria or wherever. I've tried to reach you. Is it possible for you to, you have my contact details, is it possible for you to get hold of me, connect, let us have discussions?
I will see you very.
Thank you.
Yes, I will see you very soon.
Okay. Yes. Okay. George, don't think about is in contact with Shola as well in London. Please. Be it not to you right now. Yes. So, yes. Okay, so I think we have really taken much more time than allotted for this particular broadcast. I don't know. Yes, who wants to say something briefly? Okay, so I must say we thank everybody that has contributed immensely to this particular broadcast. Let me call it an interactive session between the Yoruba and the Igbo. And what we have agreed right now is that we must join hands together and work together. We must present our demand and make sure that the Nigerian government accepts it. If Nigeria does not want to accept it, then we go back to the drawing board and decide on a line of action that will bring Nigeria to a standstill. We thank Dr. Gemba from London, who has been with us. We thank Chijoke from Lagos, Clement from Germany, Uchenna Okeke from Makurdi in Nigeria, Uche Diji in Accra, Ume Baslus in Lagos, Dr. Peter Ejirika from the States of America, Barrister Adebe Odubegbojuku from Biafra land, and very many of our listeners who have been writing in here, giving us suggestions, which have been helping us to make this particular demand. Thank you everybody for being with us indeed. And we indeed appeal that at any given moment we call upon you to come to our broadcast. Please do not fail us. To George in particular, who has made that time to be with us, we are really appreciative. With the hope that in the time to come, we are going to reinvite you here to make more comments. And the whole of Biafra people and the Oduduwa people, we indeed appreciate you. To our people out there, we thank you indeed. It has been more than 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours we commenced this broadcast. It has been coming to you from the satellite station of the Voice of Biafra International, and Ikenna Obidiegoro has been your moderator. Thank you, and thank you, and thank you. Remain blessed. May God bless you abundantly. Thank you very much.
Baluchan.
We wanna go home. We wanna go so promised land and want to do Adama because of his ground.
Alors, on fait un vote de Goboye. On a un vote de Goboye.
The way sat down, yeah we were, when we remember.
Yeah, what's happening?
And Mr.